You slept 8 hours, your wearable gave you an 87, and your first decision of the morning still feels strangely expensive. Your thoughts drag, your eyes burn. A routine approval takes 3 attempts. Before you blame jet lag, look at the room around you. The air may be charging a performance tax while you sleep. Welcome to Nomad Life Success, episode 117. I'm Aria Reyes. Today we're breaking down the data, systems, and biological protocols behind hotel air quality, dissecting the exact adjustments needed to optimize your cognitive output and protect your physical infrastructure on the road.
It is easy to miss because air quality is not listed beside the bed size or the Wi-Fi speed. The room can look immaculate, the mattress can feel comfortable, and the location can be perfect, while the operating environment is poor.
Exactly. And poor does not mean dangerous. It can simply mean stale, too humid, too dry, too warm, or moving air in a way that keeps disturbing you. None of those variables explains every bad night. Severe jet lag, illness, medication effects, sleep debt, and sleep disorders may matter more, but the room is measurable, so it belongs in the first audit. The system is simple. Measure the room before you modify it. Make one conservative correction and compare the result with your actual recovery and work data. Your core observations are the carbon dioxide trend, relative humidity, sleep efficiency, overnight resting heart rate, HRV, and one repeatable morning reaction time test.
Wait, do not turn that into a shopping list yet. If the sensor is badly placed, the numbers are theater.
Right. At arrival, let the monitor stabilize.
Away from the vent, the window, and your face. Not on a pillow, not inside the luggage, and not under the air conditioner.
Yes, put it at roughly breathing height when you are studying sleep, but not directly in the plume from your breath or a fan. Let it settle, then record temperature, humidity, and carbon dioxide when you arrive, before bed, overnight if the device supports it, and during one work block the next day.
And put the process in your arrival routine. Room inspection, charger, monitor, then workspace. If you wait until 2 a.m, you are troubleshooting under fatigue.
That is the infrastructure mindset. A closed room with weak ventilation can show a sustained overnight carbon dioxide rise as occupants exhale. Humidity can make the room feel heavy or irritate the airway when it is very low. Weak airflow feels stagnant. Aggressive airflow creates cold spots, noise, or a dry face by morning.
I am not sure I buy air as the priority when someone has crossed 6 time zones. Jet lag may overwhelm a modest improvement in the room.
Correct. Air is not always the largest variable, but it is relatively cheap to measure, easy to repeat, and often easier to control than time zone displacement. That makes it a first audit variable, not a universal explanation. Data doesn't care about your jet lag. It tells you whether the room is adding friction on top of it.
Fair. So the test is not, did bad air cause my fatigue? The test is, when the room changes, do my repeated outcomes change with it?
Exactly. Use your normal bedroom as the personal baseline. If the hotel shows a sustained overnight carbon dioxide pattern materially above that baseline, flag it for investigation rather than treating one spike as proof. For humidity, begin with the range you already tolerate comfortably at home. A practical reference many people use is roughly 40 to 60% relative humidity, but comfort, climate, and sensor accuracy matter. This is an operating guide, not a medical threshold. Then make one change. If safe outdoor ventilation is available, open the window briefly or use the room controls as intended. Do not defeat a security system or violate hotel policy. If the room is too warm, adjust the thermostat modestly. If humidity is uncomfortable, change one factor and observe instead of chasing a perfect number.
One change means one. Travelers often activate the fan, purifier, humidifier, and cooling system together, then wake up with no idea what helped.
And sometimes the equipment becomes the new problem. Use a quiet fan for gentle circulation, not a wind tunnel. Use a purifier only when filtration addresses the problem you are observing, and check its noise at your actual sleep setting. Filtration does not remove carbon dioxide, repair ventilation, or control humidity.
A dashboard cannot compensate for a missing foundation. A dead battery, an uncalibrated monitor, or a cable that does not fit the local adapter turns a good plan into luggage.
That is the minimum viable kit. A compact carbon dioxide and humidity monitor, a quiet fan or appropriately sized purifier when needed, charging cables, a universal adapter, and a short placement checklist. Charge it before departure. Test it at home. Keep the kit together so the protocol survives a rushed arrival.
The next morning, validate the intervention. Compare the overnight air trend with sleep efficiency, number of awakenings, resting heart rate, and HRV. Then use the same reaction time app, the same test length, and the same seated posture you use at home. Record median reaction time and false starts, not just the headline score.
What would count as a meaningful signal?
Use personal thresholds, not promises from a stranger's chart. For example, a 5-point HRV drop repeated across several comparable nights, a resting heart rate consistently above your travel baseline, or a repeatable slowdown in median reaction time deserves investigation. If those changes appear alongside a worse air trend, test the room again. One night is a clue. A repeated pattern is operational evidence.
And if the data does not move, do not force the story. Maybe jet lag is the constraint. Maybe the monitor was misplaced. Maybe your baseline is variable. Good systems are allowed to disprove your favorite theory.
That is the common operational mistake, tracking the outcome but not the conditions. People trust a wearable sleep score without checking whether the room was stuffy, whether humidity shifted, or whether a loud fan caused brief awakenings the algorithm missed. Pair the output with environmental inputs. A score is not an explanation. At shop.nomadlifesuccess.com, you can build a travel-ready monitoring, filtration, and charging setup around your actual work pattern. The goal is not to fill your luggage with gadgets. It is to make important variables visible, correctable, and repeatable.
Before the next trip, run the kit at home once. You want the first hotel night to be execution, not product testing.
Tonight, run a 24-hour room audit. Record carbon dioxide, humidity, temperature, and alertness at arrival and before bed. Review the overnight trend besides sleep efficiency, awakenings, resting heart rate, HRV, and reaction time. Choose one threshold to improve, make one change, and measure again. If symptoms remain severe or persistent, stop optimizing the room and speak with a qualified medical professional. That is your high-performance blueprint for today. Remember, treat your biology like business infrastructure. If your physical stack fails, the business stops. Minimize the friction and stay optimized. Build your portable foundation at shop.nomadlifesuccess.com before your next trip, and let the data show you what the room is really costing.